thyroid gland, superior thyroid arteries, inferior thyroid artery, thyroidema artery, which would be right here. It's variable. Superior thyroid vein, middle thyroid vein,
going into his third year at Baylor.
and inferior thyroid vein. Parathyroid gland, which we're not going to be able to see on this model, but it is behind the thyroid. Inferior thyroid arteries, which we covered. Scalenus anterior muscle. Transverse cervical arteries. Internal jugular vein. Subclavian artery.
Oh, sorry. This one here.
Yep. Brachial plexus. Apex of the lung, which is going to be underneath here, just poking up. The vagus nerve, which is going to run alongside the internal jugular vein. Common carotid artery. The thoracic duct. Thyrocervical trunk. Vertebral artery.
I have 18 right now. Yeah, well, it's paid for it, so why not?
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah. Like, obviously Detroit Mercy's on there. If that's what I would take off.
Then we have the brachiocephalic trunk.
I in Washington, D.C.
Under here.
Well, yeah, it would be coming off of the aorta, the first branch. The common carotid artery we've gone over, and subclavian arteries. The thyrocervical trunk, which had the suprascapular artery. The transverse cervical artery. The inferior thyroid artery.
Yeah, for your overall, is it 2.9?
Internal thoracic artery.
Science. And then
Internal thoracic. Oh, hello. So this is the internal thoracic. We made a mistake. This is internal thoracic here, and the vertebral artery is going to be ascending up back behind here. We can't see it.
Right. Now we have the costocervical trunk, which may be right here, or it could be this one right here. We're unsure. Now we have external jugular vein, anterior jugular vein, and subclavian vein, and internal jugular vein, phrenic nerve, vagus nerve, which I believe we covered earlier, but it's going to run alongside the internal jugular vein. We have our recurrent laryngeal nerves.
Can't be pictured either. On one side, it's going to go and wrap underneath the brachiocephalic artery, and on the other side, it's going to wrap underneath the aorta, both of which will ascend, and they ascend up behind the trachea.
And then we have the esophagus, and then the trachea.